because the problem is never the problem.
How does it work? How does a session with you look like?
And I think, okay, I'll explain it, but I think it's really healthy to say that there used to be stigma around reaching out and asking for help. And I think that's why a lot of people have ended up with some mental health challenges or some really big, they've experienced some really challenging times because they haven't been able to reach out and talk about how they feel. Like, a lot of people feel like there's nothing really wrong with their life, but they don't feel right either, or they're getting feedback that, as you said, that something's not right with you. So with coaching, what I'm trained in doing is asking quality questions. So I'm no expert in anyone else's life. Like, you're the expert in your life because it's your life. I'm the expert in my life, even though I still need to reach out and I need to be supported along the way. But as a professionally trained coach, you're trained to ask quality questions and listen to what's being said as well as listen to what's not being said. So people will say that this is the problem, but really what I'm listening out for is what's happening way down here, so that we can work on that stuff, which then clears the problem that people present with. Because the problem is never the problem. We want to achieve results in our life, then we need to model excellence. So we need to model people who are getting the results that we seek. Some of the techniques, so with doing timeline therapy, it's where, and this may sound a little bit woo-woo in the, if you're a very logical thinker, but it's where we go back and someone may be feeling a sense of anxiety about something. So you ask some questions around that, and then you do a technique when, you ask that person, you're going through, obviously a process here. When did they first remember feeling this feeling? And then during this process, just trusting the answer that comes to mind, and it may be, when I was 6, or when I was 5, or when I was 3. And then we do some questioning around what happened there and do some techniques which clears the emotion, because that's the root cause of when that emotion first started. Perhaps it was when someone first started to feel like they weren't good enough, or that they weren't lovable, or that it's not safe for them to speak up. And you do some work around clearing those emotions, and all of a sudden, like the invisible brick wall that they were facing in their adult life, you've been able to heal that aspect of them, their inner child, and then they're no longer responding in the old way to situations that are happening now.
What would be, in your opinion, a way in which we could also sort of take care a bit of ourselves, so we're in our best mental state more time, or most of the time?
Yep, great question. So awareness is the key to change. So it's becoming self-aware and noticing within yourself what's working and what's not working. So if you're always feeling stressed, okay, what is actually the cause of my stress? So sitting with that. It's noticing that stress is there. The emotions that we feel within our body are messages from within our body. So it's listening out for what's going on. If we're feeling anxious, what is it that's creating us to feel anxious? If we're feeling overtired or always feeling short-tempered, okay, what's going on here? And then going, okay, well, maybe I haven't been looking after myself, or I haven't been getting enough sleep. I've been working too hard. Perhaps I've been pushing to achieve goals that are really big goals, and I haven't really thought about whether those goals are aligned with what it is that I want. So firstly, it comes down to asking yourself, so awareness, and asking yourself some quality questions of where am I really at and what's really going on here? And from there you can start to make some changes.